Mobile County Public Schools presents Homeroom.
Hi, and welcome to Homeroom, where we introduce you to the remarkable students and educators who make up Mobile County Public Schools. I'm your host, Renee Phillips. Now here in Mobile County Public Schools, we have programs that help all of our students get involved in their schools. We have sports, ROTC, robotics, you name it, we've got it. And today I'm going to introduce you to some of our people who are involved in the theater and in music and the fine arts program. So joining us right now, I have Baker High School. I have Eric Brown and student Alexis Reeves. So hello.
Hi. Hello.
So why theater?
Why theater? Well, let's see. For me, starting off in theater was a little bit unexpected. I probably watched way too many movies and watched way too much TV as a kid, so it rots your brain. I remember trying out for the basketball team in middle school, and I didn't make it. It's a tragic story. And so I turned to the theatrical arts. And that's where I started. So freshman year of high school, my high school program had a wonderful musical theater program. And won national competitions and all kinds of stuff. So that's where I got bitten by the bug. So I've been doing that ever since.
And now you help your students get bitten by the bug.
Exactly. Pass it on.
So Alexis, you've been in some performances at your school and in the community. So talk to us about what shows have you done?
Well, I've done several musicals. The first one I did at Baker was Hairspray, really big. A lot of people like that. I also did Sweeney Todd and the Producers at Joe Jefferson Playhouse, which is a community theater we have. And my favorite one I've done so far is Peter and the Starcatcher, because I got to be a lead in that one, so that was fun.
Cool.
And he directed.
Okay. And what's it like when you get up on that stage and you have an audience?
You'd think you'd be really nervous, but once you get out on stage, you become someone else. You're not yourself, so it's a lot of fun.
Okay. And what's it like as a teacher to watch your students learn the songs and the lines and to perform them?
Well, there's always, I think leading up, there's a lot of stress. I think most of the theater teachers would agree with me with that. But I think what's fascinating is seeing, for example, with Alexis, seeing her as a freshman, and then kind of seeing that progress every year, and seeing the students grow and grow and grow, and take on far more challenging material with every year. Even at competition, we're going to state competition with some of our musical theater pieces. And just seeing, where they were as freshmen, and then seeing oh my gosh, they're seniors. They're going out into the real world, and possibly, continuing on as adults, either in community theater or in college theater programs. And we have some, even going into professional theater or film, things of that nature. So it's a really cool experience, the sense of pride.
Yeah, and what we do in Mobile County, we prepare our kids to be college and career ready, so you're preparing them for careers in theater.
Absolutely.
Or at least, yeah. And we have a couple of clips that we're going to show our audience, and one is from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and one is from The Jungle Book. So can you tell us about these clips?
Yeah, so the first clip is from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, which we did last year. And we actually decided for Jungle Book and You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, we wanted to bring the audience in and have more of an intimate experience. At Baker, we have our auditorium seats 695, I think. So it's a really large space. But as a performer, especially in college and a lot of regional theaters, a lot of professional theaters, you're in a lot smaller space, including what we call three-quarters staging, where the audience is to your right, your left, and in front of you. So we thought with You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, it'd be nice to take a musical and do it in this format, give the performers kind of a different concept of what it's like to perform when the audience is just right there. And as well as our technicians, building a set that's, it's not just on this wall, it's got to be behind the audience. And so it's a really kind of cool communal experience. So we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that with Jungle Book and You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. So.
Okay, well, we've got the clips, so let's show them to you.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're the kind of reminder we need. You have humility, nobility, and a sense of honor that is very rare indeed. You're a good man, Charlie Brown, and we know you will go very far. Yes, it's hard to believe, almost frightening to conceive what a good man you are.
You are are kind.
You are kind to all the animals and every little bird. With a heart of gold, you believe what you're told.
Every single solitary word.
You bravely face adversity. You're cheerful through the day. You're thoughtful, brave, and courteous.
And you also have some thoughts before the moon. Let's just say that
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're a prince, and a prince could be king. With a heart such as yours, you could open any door. You could go out and do anything. You could be King Charlie Brown. You could be king.
Everybody says to me,
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
every voice in harmony.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Jungle, you must kill. Therefore, it's law in the jungle. Never kill for pleasure. The law of the jungle is older than I am, and I'm pretty old. I'm Baloo the bear. Rah! I teach the law of the jungle to barred cubs, wolf cubs, all of them. If you live as long as me, you will see none of these animals survive without the law of the jungle. Law of the jungle. The meat belongs to the killer. Steal it from him, you die. Fight if you must, but cat may not kill cat, nor wolf kill wolf.
So I love that. You took two classic children's pieces and put them on the stage, and I love the round stage. What was the reaction from the audience on those?
I think they really enjoyed it. It was something different, right? You know.
And one thing we were talking about, y'all do a lot of community acting as well. I know, Eric, you did the Mamma Mia at Joe Jefferson Playhouse, which was very successful. And Alexis, tell us about what's it like to perform in the community, not just at school, but at JJP and...
Well, you get to do a lot more mature subject matter because it is adult theater, and you get to work with more experienced people. So that's always really nice because you get to grow a little bit more, I think, when you do both school and community theater.
And as an educator, is that cool to see your kids not only do it at the school, but to go out in the community and try new things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's just, you know, putting them in a completely different atmosphere and seeing them kind of fend for themselves at the auditions. And it's like, yes, go get them, you know. So it's awesome.
And it's a lifetime. They can do it their whole lives, right?
Yeah,
In the community.
yeah.
So, okay. Well, we're going to break for commercial, and when we come back, we'll meet some of the theater people from Davidson High School.
Hello, I'm Helena Tyler. I would like to invite you to join me for Inside Education. Come with us as we take a look at what's happening around Mobile County Public Schools, as well as what's happening in your child's classroom. That's Inside Education, right here on the MCPSS TV network.
As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.
Hi, and welcome back to Homeroom. Today I'm introducing you to some of the students and the teachers who perform in our theater departments at our high schools. And joining us now is Davidson. I have Stephen French, the teacher, and Thomas Knoll, the student, and the most recent star of Shrek, the musical. And one thing we were talking about earlier is the fact that it's called theater, not drama. So tell us the difference between theater and drama.
Well, from a school standpoint, it's actually a different certification. Drama is certified with English language arts, so it's about readers theater type stuff, reading Shakespeare, that sort of thing. Theater is a fine arts certification where we put up the full productions and that sort of thing. There's a technical element where they learn about lighting and sound and building sets and makeup, lots of makeup for Shrek.
And the costumes.
Costumes.
I always love the costumes. And Thomas, so you've only acted in 2 performances, right?
Yeah, actually the first one, I didn't really plan to audition for Seussical. It was at that time that one of the cast members asked me to join because apparently they were losing some of their cast members. So I joined up and see if I could do theater.
So you did 1 show and then you were the star of Shrek. So
yeah,
it must be pretty good.
I mean, at first it felt good, but after for a while, I got real nervous thinking to myself that rather, will I actually be a good, cast for Shrek at first?
And what was it like to play Shrek? Because everyone knows Shrek, they've seen the movie.
At first, playing Shrek, I thought it would be challenging to play a different character of the aspects that are quite different, like how Shrek is and how I am. And at first it would be challenging, but after all the rehearsing and all the practices and all that, I got really into the character, yeah.
Okay, and Mr. French, so what was the reaction to Shrek? Did people love it?
It was fantastic. It was a big success. We had so much fun. I got to watch these actors grow so much during the process. That's my favorite part of it, is seeing actors like Thomas go in there kind of thinking, I don't know if I can do this, but at the end saying, yeah, I did this.
Have that confidence.
Yeah.
We have a clip from Shrek, so can you tell us what we're about to see?
I believe this is the scene where Shrek first meets Donkey. It's very similar to the original movie. There are soldiers from Duloc. Lord Farquaad's soldiers are chasing Donkey, and Donkey is trying to find some help. And he sees a big ogre and decides to hide behind him.
Okay, well, let's take a look.
It's just a donkey.
Look, step aside and let us at him.
Why? What did he do? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
He's a talking donkey, a freak of nature. Will be at him. That's the story of my life. I always dream I never have the ending.
It's raining Fiona.
Confess, I love a road trip. Sing a song. It's the trail. Bringing the past, bringing the guys. Before you know it, you will ride with me. I am Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad, forgive me for saying short. Farewell. Another day inside my gig. I get no rest, I get no sleep. 'Cause when I start to count my sheep.
So that looks so fun. I love the costumes. Thomas, tell me, what was it like to be green?
Oh, what an experience. At first, I really didn't worry about how it would look. At the first tech rehearsal, getting all the setup and all that, and the makeup, I really didn't worry about, but at first, it wasn't bad. But after taking it off, it was an experience of being green and yellow at the end.
It was a combination of makeup and prosthetics, right?
Oh yeah, it was quite an experience that I would Might do sometimes, but not all the time.
Not every day. You don't want to be yellow every day.
Not an everyday thing, no.
And so it was a big production. How many students were involved?
Including the technical crew and all the people who helped put it up and everything, probably between 75 and 80 students. The cast itself had 50.
Okay.
We also used students from Dunbar Magnet, and we used students from Old Shell Road, and we also used a lot of students from our special ed department at Davidson.
And that's a wonderful collaboration, right? What's it like for the elementary kids to come into a high school performance and see how you do it?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. We perform for elementary school as kind of our first production, our first performances that we do. And elementary school kids are wonderful audience members because they have such vivid imaginations. So no matter what it is that you put up in front of them, to them, Thomas was a big, green, bad-tempered ogre. And they go with anything that you show them.
And it was one of your most successful shows to date, was it not?
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a lot of fun, and the audiences gave us some really, really good feedback.
Good. And Thomas, you're a senior.
Oh,
Tell us
yes.
what your plans are for next year.
My plans for next year, at first I was planning to go to college, but at that time I really thought that I should join the military because most of my family went through the military. My grandfather and my father mentioning his uncle and cousin probably, if it was them. And yeah, it kind of inspired me to join the military as well.
And do you think theater is in your future down the road at some point, some community theater or anything like that?
Probably. More of like a hobby, just so I could like get like really some stress and maybe have more fun to it. Other than making it a profession, nah, I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, that's a possibility.
But a good experience that you can enjoy theater later on and maybe later. But we've got a break for commercial, and when we come back, I'll introduce you to the theater instructor and chorus instructor at Murphy High School and one of his students.
Hello, my name is Abby Dinkins. My children go to E.R. Dixon Elementary School. The education that my kids are getting, it's tremendous. There's one time that I thought about homeschooling my kids because I wasn't sure, we're new here. And when I enroll my children at the public school, and I'm just blown away because the teachers are nice, the curriculum itself is different. I believe in Mobile County Public School education for preparing my children for life.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
Hello, I'm Jordan Clark, and I'm in the Health Service Academy at John L. LaFleur Magnet High School. My future career is to be an obstetrician gynecologist. With this academy, I'm learning firsthand from people already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job really makes me want to study hard and work harder towards my career goals.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. Visit mcpss.com.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it. Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Each month, more than 90 guns are reported stolen from unlocked vehicles, creating the potential of serious injury or death.
Lock it up.
Many violent acts and crimes are committed with stolen guns.
Lock it up.
According to ATF, stolen guns pose a substantial threat to public safety.
Lock it up.
Be responsible. Take time to record your handgun serial number and secure it from thieves. Lock it up.
Lock it up for me.
Hi, and welcome back to Homeroom. Today I've introduced you to the theater departments at Baker High School in Davidson, and now representing Murphy High School, we have Joel Stevens and Tamaris McDuffie, who's a musical talent, from what I hear. So tell us about theater and why do you do it? Do you love it?
I actually love it. I didn't start like in theater. I was mainly in chorus, singing, and I did Smokey Joe's Cafe my freshman year, and it wasn't really a lot to do with like acting, but last year, my sophomore year, we did Guys and Dolls, and originally I didn't audition, and I was placed into the show after they, rearranged some characters, and I learned a lot from watching the lead characters on how they went about learning their lines and developing their characters and doing their songs. And then this year we did Memphis the Musical, and I was cast as Felicia Farrell. And it's just been a wonderful experience these past 3 years. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot. I've grown so much as far as like singing and my acting. It's been amazing.
And that's what you want to hear as a teacher, right?
Yes, actually, that is so humbling to hear her journey, her process, because when Tamaris did come in, she was a strong vocalist, but her acting skills and her movement on stage was not necessarily as strong as her singing. But she threw herself into a very vulnerable situation and came out on top and did a phenomenal job as Felicia in Memphis.
And I know you did Memphis, and then I also heard a lot of fantastic things about Gee's Bend.
Yes.
And I know that was written by a Murphy graduate, correct?
Yes.
So tell us about Gee's Bend.
Yes, Gee's Bend, we actually applied to be a bicentennial school, and we wanted to use the entire school in that process. So we did a dinner theater production of Gee's Bend, which was written by Elizabeth Gregory Wilder, and the drama department actually took it to competition, took it to state, and Tamaris here was also a part of that in the ensemble, and it just celebrates life in Alabama, the history, how characters that go through struggles in their own personal life but come out on top as they have grown as individuals.
So some wonderful Alabama history with the Murphy graduate connection, and you're starring in it. So we have a clip from Gee's Bend as well as from Smokey Joe's Cafe, so let's take a look.
Take out the papers in the trash, or you don't get no spinning cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
Just finish cleaning up your room. Let's see that dust fly with that broom. Get all that garbage out of sight, or you don't go out Friday night. Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
Don't you give me no dirty look. Your father said he knows what's good. Then tell your whole little friend outside, you ain't got time to take a ride. Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
I saw what's your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
Young blood. Looking, I was fractured. Young blood. I tried to walk, but I was lame. Young blood. What's your name, baby? I can't get you out of my mind.
So those looked like such fun shows. So what was it like?
They were really fun. I've never done anything like that before, and when I got in there, I was a little nervous because I was like, "Oh, I've never." But the upperclassmen, they took me under their wing and they showed me, how to do. And I was actually the understudy for one of the roles, and I was like it was only a few freshmen in that show, so it was looking back, it was really amazing to be able to sit back and watch and learn.
Mm-hmm. And Murphy has one of the most beautiful auditoriums in the city, probably in all of South Alabama.
Yes.
And I know that the auditorium was damaged during the tornado of 2012. So what's it like being back in that theater? It's been revitalized.
Well, I tell everybody it is such a blessing to have a fully functioning theater on campus where we can fly in our sets, fly out. We have limited wing space, but it makes us become creative with what we do in the facility. And we're so blessed to have the small things like the orchestra pit so we can have live combos for our show. And we really enjoy all the theater tech that they provided for us in there.
So do you plan on doing more theater next year?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do, and I plan on doing that in college, taking more acting classes, taking vocal lessons, things of that nature. And after college, I would like to do it professionally as well.
And you're a junior, so we can see you next year.
Yes.
At our performances. And all of these performances are open to the public.
Correct.
Correct. And so the schools do a good job of letting the public know about what performances are coming up. They advertise on local television stations. And so if you see that there's a show in your neighborhood or at Murphy, Baker, Davidson, or any of our other schools that you would like to see, come join us and see the talent of our students, because they really are wonderful productions. So thank you so much for joining us today for Homeroom, and we'll see you next time.